Students, friends, Holiness Jagadguru Nadoja, Dr. Annadhaneshwara Mahasivayogigalu, given the one of the most important principal statements, ಹೂವುಗಳು ಹಲವಾದರೂ ವಾಸನೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲವೇ, ನದಿಗಳು ಹಲವಾದರೂ ನೀರೊಂದಲ್ಲವೇ, ಧರ್ಮಗಳು ಹಲವಾದರೂ ಧರ್ಮದ ಮೂಲವೊಂದಲ್ಲವೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುರುಡಗಿರಿಯ ಅನ್ನದಾನೇಶ. Today we are discussing about the third semester, BCom third semester syllabus, second unit concepts, value of money and quantity theories of money. What is value of money? The value of money is defined as the quantity of goods and services that can purchased with the amount of money. It is given by the ratio of amount of money and general price level, whether it is also called as value of money. Next we discussed quantity theories of money. Quantity theories of money explain the relationship between quantity of money and value of money. Here we are given two approaches of quantity theory of money, namely Fisher transaction approach and Cambridge cash balance approach. First of all, we discuss Fisher quantity theory of money. The quantity theory of money, it was developed by the Irving Fisher, but the credit for popularizing this theory in recent year rightly belongs to the well-known American economist Irving Fisher, who published his book, The Purchasing Power of Money. Purchasing power of money, here, purchasing power of money in 1911, he gave it a quantity form in terms of his famous equation of exchange. In quantity theory of money, how equations exchange and how to decide into the value of money. So particularly study in this Fisher equation theory of money. The quantity theory of money states that the quantity of money is the main determinant of the price level or the value of money. Any change in quantity of money produce an exactly proportionate changes in the price level. What happens? Other things remaining unchanged, as the quantity of money in circulation increases, the price level also increases in a direct proportion, and the value of money decreases and vice versa. The next one, the assumption of the quantity theory of money. Irving Fisher theory of money, the following certain assumptions. The first one is the classical quantity theory of money is based on two fundamental assumptions. First is the operation of, say, law of market. Say law of market states that supply creates its own demand. This means that the sum of value of all goods produced is equivalent to the sum of value of all goods bought. And second one is there cannot be deficiency of demand or underutilization of resources. There will always be full employment in the economy. Second is the assumption of full employment that following from the say law. Third one is the price level is measured over a period of time. Fourth one is there are no credit sales in the market. Fifth one is money is only a medium of exchange. Sixth one, each unit of money can change hands several times during the said time interval. Seventh one is all cash payments received during the year are equal to the volume of goods and services sold multiplied their respective prices. From above, from above assumption, based on these assumptions, the equation of exchange becomes the quantity theory of money. This is also shows that there is an exact proportional relationship between the price level and the supply of money. In other words, the price levels are directly proportional to the quantity of money in circulation in the economy. So, if the supply of money is doubled, then the price of money would be doubled. This is based on the idea that the demand and supply of money determine the price level. Fisher also extended the equations to include demand deposits m dash and their velocity v dash in the total supply of money. So therefore, the equation becomes especially this equation becomes, attention students, here mu is equal to pt. What it indicate mu, what it indicate pt, where m money supply bar quantity of money, then v velocity of money, p indicating that price level, t indicating that volume of transaction. This Fisher point out that in a country during any given period of time, in particular period of the time, how circulation of the money in various economic activities, how the equilibrium position of the supply of money and demand for money, so both are equilibrium position. From this equation, the quantity of money MV will be equal to the total value of all goods and services bought and sold, PT. So therefore, MV is equal to PT. Supply of money equal to the demand for money. This equation referred to the as a cash transaction equation. This is one type of the quantity theory of money. It is expressed as P is equal to MV divided by the T, which implies that quantity of money determines the price level, and the price level in its turn varies directly with the quantity of money provided V and T remaining constant. Above equation considers only currency money. But in modern economy, bank demand deposits or credit money and its velocity play a vital part in business. what happens today in the more business activities, very highest circulation of bank money, demand deposits, credit money, it's also velocity of money. Therefore, Irving Fisher extend his original equation of exchange to include bank deposits M1 and its velocity V1. The revised equation as follow: MV plus M dash V dash equal to PT, or P is equal to MV plus M dash V dash divided by the T, where M equal to currency, M dash equal to bank's money, V and V dash equal to respective velocities. Therefore, the general price levels depend on all five variables of the equation. From the revised equation, it is evident that the price level is determined by the quantity of money in circulation M dash, the velocity of circulation of money V dash, the volume of bank credit money M1, the velocity of circulation of credit money V1, and the volume of trade T. This equation is an identifier that always holds true. It tells us that the total stock of money used for transactions must equal to total value of goods sold in the economy. In this equation, supply of money consists of nominal quantity of money multiplied by the velocity of circulation. The average number of times that a unit of money changes, its hand is called the velocity of circulation of money. It what happens, average number of the times that a unit of money changes, a unit of money circulate in various economic activities, whether it is also called as the velocity of circulation of money. One of the most important, this figure shows Fisher quantity theory of money images. You see that this is this structure, this picture, it is indicating that quantity theory of money. This quantity theory of money depend upon to the actually functions of money. Actually functions of money. So money is medium of exchange. It will purchasing goods and services. So not only purchasing goods and services, money is the store of value. Money is the deferred of the payments. Therefore, Fisher quantity theory of money to images, you will see that here person, here the money value, and it is indicating that the bank deposits, transactions in the various business activities. According to the Irving Fisher opinion, this quantity theory of money mainly depend upon to the functions of the money and circulation of the money. How circulation of the money doubled in particular period of time. So that is also called as value of money. Value of money deciding to the in time parameter. This value of the money will be deciding to the value of goods and services. So therefore, according to the this theory, properly explain the relationship between the demand for money equal to the supply for money. Both are equal from the this particularly equation exchange. This equation exchange indicating that the Fisher quantity of money, this images. Please students, you have to systematically observe for the uh, Fisher quantity theory of money images. Next, we are going to the studied about the criticisms of the quantity theory of money. The Irving Fisherman quantity theory has been subjected to several economists criticisms by economists. Several criticisms by economists. First one is truism. According to Keynes, the quantity theory of money is a truism. Fisher equation exchange is a simple truism because it states that the total quantity of money in bracket MV plus M dash V dash paid for goods and services must equal to their value, that is variables PT. But it cannot be accepted today that a certain percentage change in the quantity of money leads to the same percentage change in the price level. Second criticism, other things not equal. The direct and proportional relation between quantity of money and price level in Fisher equation is based on the assumption that other things remaining unchanged. But in real life, V and T are not constant. Moreover, they are not independent of M dash and P. Rather, all elements in Fisher equation are not interrelated and interdependent. For instance, a change in M may cause a change in V. Consequently, the price level may change in more in proportion to a change in the quantity of money. Similarly, a change in P may cause a change in M. Rise in the price level may necessitate the issue of more money. Moreover, the volume of transaction T is also affected by changes in price. When prices rise or fall, the volume of business transaction also rises or falls. Further, the assumptions that proportion M dash to M is constant has not been borne out by facts. Not only this, M1 and M dash are not independent of T. An increase in the volume of business transaction requires an increase in the supply of money, M and M dash. And third criticisms, constants relate to different time. Professor Halm criticizes Fisher for multiplying M and V because M relates to a point of time and V to a period of time. The former is a static concept and the later a dynamic. It is therefore technically inconsistent to multiple two non-comparable factors. And fourth criticisms, fails to measure value of money. Fisher equation does not measure the purchasing power of money, but only cash transactions. That is, the volume of business transaction of all kinds are what Fisher calls the volume of trade in the community during a year. But the purchasing power of money relates to transaction for the purchase of goods and services for consumption. Thus, the quantity theory fails to measure the value of money. Fifth criticisms. Weak theory. According to Crowther, the quantity theory is weak in many respects. First, it cannot explain why there are fluctuation in the price level in short run. Second, it gives undue importance to the price level as if changes in price were the most critical and important phenomena of the economic system. Third, it places misleading emphasis on the quantity of money as the principal cause of changes in the price level during the trade cycle. Sixth criticism, neglects interest rates. One of the main weakness of Fisher quantity theory of money is that it neglects the role of the rate of interest as one of the causative factors between money and price. Fisher equation of exchange is related to an equilibrium situation in which rate of interest is independent of the quantity of money. Next criticism, seventh one, unrealistic assumption. Keynes in general theory several criticized the Fisherman quantity theory of money for its unrealistic assumption. First, the quantity theory of money for its unrealistic assumption. For the quantity of theory money, it analyzes the relation between M and P in the long run. Thus, it neglects the short run factors which influence this relationship. Second, Fisher equation holds well under the assumption of full employment, but Keynes records full employment as a social situation. The general situation is one of the under employment equilibrium. The Keynesian does not believe that relation between the quantity of money and the price level is direct and proportional. Rather, it is an indirect one, vice the rate of interest and level of the output. According to the Keynes opinion, so long as there is unemployment, output and employment will change in the same proportion as the quantity of money, and when there is a full employment, prices will change in the same proportion as the quantity of money. Thus, Keynes integrated the theory of output with the value of theory and monetary theory and criticized Fisher for dividing economics into two compartments with no doors and windows between the theory of value and the theory of money and prices. Eighth criticism, V not constant. Further, Keynes pointed out that when there is underemployment equilibrium, the velocity of circulation of money V is highly unstable and would change with the changes in the stock of money or money income. Thus, it was unrealistic for Fisher to assume V to be constant and independent of M. And ninth criticism, neglects store of value function. Another weakness of the quantity theory of money is that it concentrates on the supply of money and assumes the demand for money to be constant. In other words, it neglects the store of value function of money and considers only medium of exchange function of money. Thus, the theory is one-sided. 10th criticism, neglects real balance effects. Don Putkin has criticized Fisher equation this equation failure to make use of the real balance effect, that is the real value of cash balances. A fall in the price level raises the real value of cash balances, which leads to increased spending and hence to rise in income, output, and employment in the economy. According to Potnikin, Fisher gives undue importance to the quantity of money and neglects the role of real money balances. And last criticism, static. Fisher theory is a static in nature because of its such unrealistic assumption as long run, full employment, etc. It is therefore not applicable to a modern dynamic economy. We are conclude that the value of money mainly depend upon to the circulation of and exchange of the goods and services from one place to the another place. One side bank money, one side currency paper, coins are circulated in our economic system. For according to the Irving Fisher, demand for money depend upon to the supply of money. So both are equilibrium position in the economic system. Please students, attention this video. You have prepared the notes in your house and find out to the main important points for your annual examination. This question become to the 15 marks. Are you systematically observed this video? Thank you, one and all.